Hello, Facebook world, friends, families.
What up?
What's going on? So we're enjoying our Friday. A lot of big business going on. I just got hot out of the presses the photography copy of our book here, The Heart of the Deal. And I said yesterday I don't have a copy of the book. I don't have my own personal copy of the book. Rico doesn't even have a copy of the book. But this is a blank book. This is for book photography. But this is what the book is going to look like, guys. So it's paperback, and it's an amazing book, cover to cover. It's about a 4-hour read. And I'm here with Rico Ruiz. If you guys don't know who he is, I know I have a lot of new fan base that's come on board. So Rico has been with me in the real estate industry over a decade now, and a lot of the ingredients that I have here in this book, Rico has applied personally and professionally, and has had tremendous success, both personally and professionally. So Rico, as somebody that's been in the real estate industry a decade. Tell me what your whole entire outlook on the industry is, and your career, and where you've been and where you're going, and let's get to the heart of the deal. Let's get to the heart of things here.
Well, the heart of things basically is that listen, we were just one office. Let's just start off with that. And Anthony was the broker at the time, and a lot of the stuff that he wrote in that book, he was applying in his career with us as agents, and him as a broker, and while he's running his multi-million-dollar buying and selling operation, and while he was doing that, he was teaching us a lot of tricks of the trades, and a lot of tricks of the trades that we was able to pick up on. We was all able to gather all that together and put it into one big masterpiece.
So one of the important things that Rico mentioned is, the ingredients. The ingredients are the things that I have in this book. You're going to learn a lot, but you got to apply it. And one of the things that Rico has done throughout his career has applied some of the foundational material and morphed it into his own material, and really shaped and molded his career into a multi-million-dollar operation. And I'm so proud. We're here. What kind of car is this, Rico? Because Rico's the car man. Every day he's in a different car. Yeah, he's either on a private jet, he's either buying jewelry, watches, custom suits. He's traveling all over the world. I mean, you were just in Cuba.
Yeah, that was
right?
nice.
That was nice. And you were in the Bahamas.
Time.
You were in the Bahamas, in Miami, Atlanta. I mean, this is in Dallas. This is literally in 1 month.
I'm going to be leaving in about another week or so. I'll be shooting out again. But listen, the bottom line is that when you have consistency and you're putting in the work and you're putting in the time, and you have great support system behind you, and people who want to help you and are loyal to you, it's just hard not to win. A lot of people, they talk about, this is what happened, or that happened, or this, that. It's just a lot of excuses. Here at Rapid Realty, we're a bunch of lions, and when we get nicked or some kind of pain, somehow we lick our wounds and we move on. We've been very strong. We've been very on top of things, and we've only been growing.
So talk to me about. You've done all sorts of real estate, right? You've done, obviously, rentals, as a salesperson, you've been a broker, you've had thousands and thousands of agents, you've made their careers, you've mentored them, taught them things, you've been involved in commercial deals, hundreds if not thousands of commercial deals, retail spaces, condos, co-ops, house sales, 1031 exchanges, flips, all sorts of different aspects of it. But one of the main things that you do, what I see that you do, is not only do you, have a successful business and have a successful lifestyle, but you build a lot of leaders.
100%.
You built a lot of people that have really come from nothing and completely changed their financial situation. And so talk to me about when a person is under your wing, under your tutelage, what is that experience like?
Well, first off, the experience is none other, because I don't treat this business like just some regular real estate transactional business. I treat this business like somebody who has the heart of the deal. You know what I mean? Every single deal that's coming in, I'm on top of.
So people don't realize that.
So for every deal that
let me
comes
explain
through
this.
the door.
So let's say I'm a new agent, right? and I join your company, I bring in a deal that's way above my understanding. I need a guy like you to back me up and make sure the deal closes.
100%.
Right? So there's so many things that could happen in a deal. So it's so important that you have somebody that has the knowledge and the skill.
Listen, it doesn't just come with you, you know, bringing in a deal. It comes when, you know, when you're up, I'm your high five. When you're down, I'm your crutch. I want to be somebody who can be a leader, not a
So what
boss.
do you mean by that? There are people out there, right? I think what you mean is there are people out there that sometimes they get discouraged because deals die. and
100%.
Deals don't come in volume sometimes for people. So you need a good mentor like yourself to explain to them, to mentor them, to push them, like you said, be the crutch, to hold them through the next day. Now, you've been very generous. Now, you've helped a lot of people, not only with your mentorship, and that's why I titled this book, The Heart of the Deal, because, you know, you have to have heart and compassion, and you've been very compassionate to your people. You've lent money, you've given people a place to stay. I mean, I've seen literally people not have money coming in through your door brand new, not have money to eat or have lunch or anything, and you've extended yourself from not only that, but to help them with personal family matters and things of that nature. People on their lowest of lows, total strangers, really. You've treated them like relatives, like brothers. And what is it about that compels you to do things like that?
Listen, I wasn't even gonna say none of that, but because those things that I do it from the heart. I do it because I care for my people and because I want to see them win. I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to not have money and not to be in a good position in my life and struggle and wonder where the next dollar's going to come to and X, Y, and Z. I know what that's like. And if I can help somebody because I'm in a better place, I want to do that. But now guess what happens? We both win now. Because not only do you have the mentorship, not only do you have the leadership, not only do you have the training and just me, but you also get a lot of other people who have great interest in your career because we're a company.
Right.
And we're building this company. So your success is not just my success or the deal that you came in with the person, the agent that you came in with the deal success. It's the company's success.
Right.
And that's the reason why we're growing at the capacity that we're growing. And it's only going to get better. You don't get worse with time. You're supposed to get better.
Right.
And the only reason why that actually is happening is because of the consistency and because of the love and because of the respect that I show people. Because I don't be a boss. I want to be a leader.
Right.
A leader says
Right.
let's go.
Right.
And a boss says
Go
go.
over right there. Right there.
So at the end of the day, it's about where you want to be and how you're gonna make it happen. And I'm gonna continue to keep pushing and keep grinding and staying strong and taking other individuals like yourself that's watching right now. And if you know somebody that needs to watch this, send this video to them. Because I want to help you be successful. So I want to help it. Hold on, I want to make it right so that not only my best interest is right, but your heart of the deal is that best interest.
Right. So the point is, somebody can basically, what you're telling the world is that if somebody joins your team, you could shape and mold them and turn them into a successful person in the real estate industry.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And
But we could bring the horse to the water. We can't make him drink, though. You know, I can't force you to work. Why do I have to keep my foot on your neck for you to be successful? But it's okay, because just like if you went to the gym and you had a trainer, he's there pushing you to get that next push-up in. He's there helping you make sure that your weight gain is right. And that's what I'm doing. I want to make your weight of your pockets be right. The company wants that.
So let's talk about this, right? Because I talk about this in the book. There's a foundational step. So you started your career off. You made some changes in your life, right? You left where you were living, and you were in a different industry, in a different business, and you escaped that life, and you actually came through the doors because you were looking to actually rent an apartment, which I think we did rent you an apartment, right? We rented you an apartment.
No fee,
There was no fee. The landlord paid. Thank you, landlord. So, but so you ended up taking a liking to the business, and you actually paid your dues, right? You started from the real bottom. I know our commission splits back then were like 13% or something.
Like 13%.
So you were able to make money, and I remember you had your own team inside an office. So you were kind of like a micro franchise. You were running your own team. You had secretaries. You had this, you had that. But you actually paid your dues. You were just a regular rental agent at first.
Yeah, I was a regular rental agent, then went into listings, then went crazy with the commercial business, then went crazy. Believe it or not, I'll be straight up with you guys. A lot of the money that I made came from straight rentals.
Right.
The first 3 years of my hardcore money, good money, came straight from rentals. And that was from commercial rentals and from regular apartment rentals. And then I got excited. I got pushed to where the market was headed at that point in time, which was sales. And
well, you got involved in listings. And you got involved in listings.
Yes,
So
right.
it was a transition. You started with rentals.
Got into the
you did that, and then you
built a lot of relationships,
Yep.
a lot of owners from the Jewish community, the Arab community, to the Italian community, to everybody.
So you had a whole listing operation.
Big time.
You had a team of people actually renting out all your listings.
I had a closer.
You had assistant listers. You had closers. You had deposit takers. You had the whole 9 yards. And then, of course, you started getting involved in sales and getting involved in that. And then one thing that I found interesting, and I talk about it in the book, is that you followed the wave, right? So the next wave was franchising. We were expanding the company, and you were one of the first people to say, I don't just want one, I want 2 franchises. So
That's
what
right.
was it in your heart that made you want to take that chance to take on getting a franchise and you know and extending yourself and taking on that responsibility of having an office, being a business owner? You know, tell me what was your thought process at that time?
Well, my thought process was, I don't take tests. I take chances, and thank God that test to get my real estate license was multiple choice. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it was really. It wasn't a tug of war for me to be a grinder and an entrepreneur. It was something that I was already doing. I was already somewhat of an entrepreneur. It was about how to sharpen my sword in a different direction in my life and not know that I was going to do something that was not just my niche, but also became my passion.
Right.
And the only way I was able to view that was because I had my failure attempts. I had my down times. I had the bottom of the lows. And I went through the trenches. I come from the gutter. I don't come from, you know, some of you may know my story, some of you not. But, you know, with no college degree and with no high school diploma and getting a GED from doing 2 years in a pen, I mean, that's enough to say I'm probably going to head backwards, you know, because of the way I started. You know, from my dad dying of AIDS and the life that I crazy lived and all that. It was hard. It was really hard. So, you know, to see myself now in a Maserati and a Benz and a Wraith and Lambos and to buy a $1.3 million home now to, you know, helping other people be successful. It wasn't because I just worked and I did my thing. It was because of how much I did for other people too.
Right.
How many other people I was able to put on.
That brings me to my next point. Something else I talk about in The Heart of the Deal is there's a saying. It's called intelligence includes, cleverness divides. So intelligent people include people and put people on so that not only can you make money, but they can make money too. And one of the things that I've noticed in your career is that you've included a lot of people. You've put a lot of people on so that not only as you continue to make money, you put people in positions to make money. What's the mindset behind being inclusionary, being somebody that puts people on the team and breaks bread? You know, an example would be somebody calls you to give you a listing. You have somebody in your office that is a listing agent. Instead of you getting the listing, you give it to them. You're basically giving them money. Giving them money. Somebody calls, gets a lead. You give them a lead. You know, you do that in all aspects of the business. Starts from the top down, obviously. You know, but what makes you not take on the greedy mindset that most people do at a certain point in their life?
Well, first off, from the past life that I lived before I even started doing real estate, you got to understand, in order for you to even survive, everybody got to eat. Everybody got to eat. And if everybody's not happy, if everybody's not feeling good, how can they continue to watch me fly on jets, drive nice cars, live beautiful homes, go on vacations, and not even care if I lost money or what? it comes to a level of like, when can my team do that? When can they get that shot?
Well, let me ask you something.
And that's what I want to see with them.
But, it happens to the best of them. Jesus Christ came down to this earth, turned water into wine, saved lives. And, even he had his Judas, so, it's human nature, Cain and Abel, things like that. But what has made you take the higher road and be an honorable person and include people and help people, like, even though you're at a point in your career where you don't have to be that way, and you didn't have to be that way for a long time. My opinion is including people and putting people on is the way you maintain success. It's not only the heart of the deal and to be good, but it's also good for business.
Well, listen, I tell people all the time, I measure my success on how many of the people I help be successful. Because if I can help another person be successful, all that does is lifting up of more success on a level for myself as well. But it really is not about just the success. It's because that's just the person that I really am. In order to be in this business, you got to have thick skin, be a good relationship builder, and also be a leader, a great leader that can make people feel like, you know what? You're going to help me get to the promised land. You're going to help me see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to make it possible for me to take it to the next level, If I didn't meet Anthony, when I was younger, I knew him when I was a kid, but we went separate ways. But if I never jumped back on board with Ant, and he never came to me and said, yo, you got to, do this. Trust me, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him and said, yo, Ant, I got to make $1 million and more, man, on a regular, though. I got to do that on a regular. What do I got to do? We would be 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. What do I got to do? What do I got to do to make this, man? And he was like, you got to stay consistent. I said, yo, but I'm falling. I'm hurting. I'm bleeding. He said, get the fuck up. What you mean you bleeding? Like, everybody bleeds. What are you talking about? You think you're going to be successful without crawling? You think you're going to be successful without falling? Without sleepless nights? Without the haters lurking? Without people backstabbing at you? With people not looking out for you when you're looking out for their best interest? You think that's not going to happen? Come on, man.
It's true. It's true. In this book, I talk about some of the toughest times I've had in my career. I had a building fire, people died, all sorts of crazy stuff, and how I rose from shambles and reassembled myself. And I've been very fortunate to kind of share my knowledge with close people and confidants and be by their side. And they reciprocate and do the same thing for their team. And I'm excited. So now, Rico, there's a lot of action, a lot of activity on social media about offices opening up. So talk to me about the opportunity for people to actually kind of do what it is that you do. Kind of like you laid the foundation, right? The foundation is laid, the blueprint is laid. So talk about that. Somebody looking at this video either can do what? They can work for you, right? They can be on your team,
right? Or
any of the offices that you have under you. Or they could own their own office, their own franchise, right? So you have an opportunity that you can bless people and award people with a franchise, right? So somebody's interested in a franchise, what happens?
Well, if somebody's interested in a franchise, what's going to happen is first we're going to sit down and have a long conversation about what's entailed of being successful and making sure that you're right for the pickings. Because when we say awarded, that means that it's not something that just happens. You got to be that kind of person to be awarded something. So what happens is you come on in, we sit down after our process of it, we feel comfortable with you, we know that you're the right person, we get you in to get a loan, okay? In-house financing of 100%, 110% financing on this ever, where somebody wouldn't have lent you the money, where the bank wouldn't have lent you the money, where
friends and family
wouldn't have lent you the money, anybody over back, everybody says, oh, I got you, I'm going to support you, and you ask for $1, you can't even get 15 cents. So, what happens is after that process, we get you the loan, we make sure that we want you to be successful. So what we're going to do is at this point is we make sure that out of the loan, you don't even have to pay for the first 6 months. The first 6 months of the loan, you don't even have to pay. It's unheard of. And then out of the loan, not only do you have the first 6 months that are gonna, without having to pay the loan, we also help take care of the first 12 months of the rent of your location. So now you've already been trained, you already have your license, you already have your brokers, and while you're going through your training and while you're going through your setup, there's already a whole contracting team building your office, building the foundation, getting your computers, and we have a whole fleet of recruiters already recruiting for your offices, helping build your teams and build your staff, and it's all coming through with corporate setup for you to make this happen.
So
it's a clean
what
setup.
is it that would, besides people that aren't interested in being in the real estate industry, if somebody's, you know, watching this that's in the real estate industry or interested in owning a franchise, what would compel somebody not to do it?
What will compel them? Their friends, their family, the no-sayers, the they. DJ Khaled says the they. You know what I'm saying? Those people, you know what I mean, that are in your way. The people who you size up, they say, oh, you should do this and you should do that, but they put on that McDonald hat to go to work, you know what I'm saying, in the morning. Those are the people that you're listening to. The people that's sitting on the stoop, hanging out, ain't doing nothing. The people who's crying broke. The people who don't want to make anything better for themselves. They always
People that won't even lend you the money to do a business venture.
They seem to know what's always better for you. So that's the first thing. The next thing that can stop you is your self-motivation, the belief in yourself. That's another thing that can stop you. And this is not just being a franchise. This is being somebody in life, period. You know? So, you know, having that in the way, having all your other personal situations be in the way of your success and using that as an excuse. I just told you a little bit of life story of mine. If I wanted to say, oh man, this is the reason why I can't be successful, I would have used all the crazy things I just told you that happened in my life. But it's the people who want to achieve and push and believe in themselves and ain't going to take no for an answer and ain't going to listen to nobody who at least is not, I mean, size them up thinking about it. These are the people, what kind of car they driving? What kind of house do they have? What kind of clothes do they wear? What kind of people do they hang out with? What's their network like? That's what you got to really look at when you size it. What have you done to be successful in life to even tell me what I should do? So what I do is I keep the 5 cleanest, most successful people around me at all times, because I'm going to be an average of who they are. And if I'm around billionaires, what do you think is going to happen? You've been watching me for a while. If you haven't, if you've been living under a rock, lock me under your page. Find more about me, inbox me, see what we got going on, and I can guarantee you that you will see some movement and some changes, and you will see real recognize real. Yeah. I'm not here trying to sell you a dream. I'm here trying to make it come true. I'm not the bum with the cup. I'm the one passing by dropping the jewels, and that's the truth.
Well, you can find Rico on social media, on Snapchat, on Instagram. He also does a lot of Instagram stories, Snapchat stories, day in the life stories. I talk about Rico in the book, The Heart of the Deal. The book comes out June 13th. You can pre-order your copy. It's so new. I don't even have a copy myself. Like I was telling you earlier, this is a photocopy for pictures, but I'm very excited about what we have going on. We have a bunch of stuff that we're going to be unveiling. I got to run right now to get a haircut, but Rico's running off to doing a bunch of other things, and he's trying to decide whether he's going to drive the Maserati, the Benz, the Wraith. I don't know what he's going to drive tonight. You know, it's Friday night, but the guy works. The guy works so hard. It's like all of us.
Don't think that you only see me out here just winning. You got to understand there were sleepless nights, there were hard times, there were punishing moments, there was hits that I had to take. So you gotta have a lot of results and a lot of push and drive to take you to the next level. So to be a leader, follow a leader.
There you go. Thank you guys. Heartofthedeal.com.